what am I doing to stay safe in the middle of all this mess? So first of all, I'm staying in one place rather than traveling, even though it's not an ideal location. I mean, I do have 3 kids here and some grandkids here, so that's good. But you know, I got Nevada placed in a van, so it's a little more challenging, boondocking and things like that. But I am staying in one place, and but it's not ideal. The weather and there's no camping ordinance in the city, so I kind of have to keep a low profile. You know, and it's just there are some challenges there. I'm self isolating as much as practical. Um, I spend most of my time alone in the van to reduce my risk of exposure or spread. When I do get some exercise, I walk around the lake at the park, and I you know, stay away from people. Don't get near people. You know, so I don't talk to people. So we're not exchanging any aerosols or airborne droplets or anything like that. Um, Truth be told, I do that a lot anyway, so it's not like it's a new thing for me. Next, I'm also limiting trips to the store for supplies, trying to stock more days of food than normal. I used to usually carry 3 or 4 days of fresh food. I'm trying to push that towards a week, and that's a little. I just have a cooler, I don't have a refrigerator, and that's a little bit easier with the cooler weather we're having here than what I was used to in Nevada. So stuff lasts a little longer, the ice lasts longer. I try to go as infrequently as possible, but we still are dealing. It's slowly getting better, but we're still dealing with a lot of stuff not being in the stores and empty shelves. So you go in and there's nothing there, and you still end up having to go back, which you know is not good for anybody. Um, Limiting family contact and outdoor recreation, and when I do engage in any outdoor recreation or see family, you know, we're practicing safe distancing and hand sanitizing before and after. um, Also making an effort to try and eat as healthy as possible with the food I'm able to actually find, and maintain some exercise as much as possible, vitamin C, and basically just trying to limit exposure as much as possible. So that's kind of what I'm doing to try and stay safe. Let me check up on the comments again here. Sarah's saying she's trying her best to stay away from people. Yeah, and that's really, I mean, the bottom line of this, that since we have it's a new virus, nobody has herd immunity. There's no vaccine. There's no cure. They can't give you a pill or a shot to fix it. That's really the best all any of us could do to protect ourselves and to keep it from getting worse. And I just saw the news. I didn't grab the link, but I saw in the news just yesterday, the day before, about Washington State, some choir that had a practice, got like 60 people together for practice when it was in the early days of the outbreak there, and like 40 some of them ended up with coronavirus, and nobody had symptoms at the time, and so you know, 3/4 ended up sick, and two of them, I think it was, actually died from it. So that's we just gotta, you know, isolate as much as possible. Bill's mentioned hearts go out to everyone dealing with this. I agree. That's uh, my yeah, thoughts and prayers to anybody that's affected by this, and more so than just being inconvenienced, and who's on the front lines trying to still provide services for groceries and gas and those kind of things. So here we go. My mother's a retired RN, and saying she's grateful she's retired, but the governor of New York sent her a letter trying to get her to come back to New York City to work. Yeah, Mom, I'm glad you're retired too. I keep thinking that every time I read about this stuff. That's one less thing I have to worry about on the front lines, on the close, you know, family things. But anyway, yeah, and I'm sure, I heard that New York's looking for people from everywhere. They're just what a mess there. Beth's saying she's born and raised on Long Island and moved to New Hampshire to a homestead. Would take more than a letter from the governor to get her to return. I always tell people, I lived in upstate New York for 90 years, and they ask if I was from the city or went to the city. I only went to New York City when they paid me, literally. I know. Oh man. Oh, Bill, yeah, I hear you about that. When we were traveling, my one of my granddaughters had some allergies, and she was coughing. Her mother got her cough syrup, saying, "You are not going around coughing." And that's before it got as bad as it is